Yeah, most definitely, man. So I want to get into your whole like versatile like vigilante brand for a bit too. So tell me more about the inspiration and meaning of the whole like versatile like vigilante brand.
Versatile Vigilante brand started first like just I always liked the V's, like my name, I'll always like that. The name is pretty much inspired by Max B, to be honest. I've talked a little bit about this, but Vigilante, he had like a run where he was calling himself like a vigilante season, and I love Max B, bro. He's a huge part of my like growing up, especially my high school years. Like, huge fan of his music and his personality. I loved his spirit, and when I was starting the podcast, I don't know, that kind of always kind of stuck with me. Versatile, I like the V again, but also versatility to me is like a super important characteristic, being able to deal with different types of situations, different types of people. Like, I never wanted to just be like a master of one topic, but I always want to have the ability to kind of hold my own in different situations, whether it's conversation or real life situation. I like that idea of being, able to move around. So that's really where the name started with. Yeah, that's more or less how that came up.
So getting back to the whole like versatile like vigilante situation too, I remembered seeing like the first several videos too where you had a session where it was like an animated version of you facing a guy, and then I think something happened with the guy, and then I guess you kind of like punched him for a bit too, and then a girl came by, gave you the kiss, and then gave you like the bell for a bit. So tell me more about that intro in that sense,
Man, that was I love that animation. So at that time, Versatile Vigilante, like the real shit I was focusing on was like cancel culture, kind of. Like, at that time I thought it was going crazy, the news shit that I was talking about before. Like, the whole Versatile Vigilante early part was really just like saying F you to all that type of shit. Like, in that animation, it was the guy said, "Oh, you're canceled," or something like that. So I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I just thought it was hilarious to show like yeah, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I thought it was always like hilarious to just choke slam some fucking dweeb through a table and then have the nice girl come over. I changed like the wrestling theme a little bit later. Never really like made sense when you think about it, but at the time, bro, that was that early shit that I'll always keep up there. I'm always proud of that shit, because that was the real like raw, uncut vigilante shit.
Well, it's definitely, man. And like when I saw like the first several episodes too, like it was kind of like more like old filtered with the camera in that sense too, like kind of like outdated old camera, sort of at like an undisclosed like location too for a bit, and then you were making episodes on your own in that sense too. So like even like with that journey, like what's made you start out like even like doing like the outdated episodes and then upgrading with your equipment and such?
Bro, I just learned that you never know if you don't fucking try. Like, I think it would be, I'm gonna talk my shit like about podcasts specifically. If you just start off with the most expensive mic, camera, studio, like, I don't know if that's like the real taste of it. Like, yo, podcasts and shit are pure underground, like, and when I was doing that shit, I was just like, how am I gonna get better if I don't try now? Like, I couldn't skip steps, if I didn't do those episodes, I would never have maybe learned like, oh, I might need my own space to do this, where it's just recording. Like, don't worry about any rules really. Like, I had to go through that to improve, and I feel like even now, like, I'll look back on shit I'm doing this year, a couple years from now, and be like, oh man, I've come a long way since then. Like, I don't think you can skip steps. You need to sometimes look a little silly. You ever see that Jack Harlow video he did when he was a kid, his first video? Like, it was, remember that shit? And he was like, yo, I love that, because I was just starting to find something that I really liked. And to some dickhead, they'd be like, oh, look how goofy this shit is, but in reality, that shit takes balls to do, or to put yourself out there knowing that you're not that great at what you're doing, but I want to learn. Shit takes balls, man, and you can't be scared, bro.
Definitely, man. And you know, like there was like this crazy video with Jack Harlow, you know, making one of his first rap songs, like on the toilet and all that, and even going from that to now making like First Class, like Churchill Views, even Nail Tech. You know, it's crazy in that sense too. And
Yeah, man. It's important to, I think people are afraid to show their like not greatest or not like most glamorous side, like that Instagram culture, you know, if the filters aren't all there, I'm not happy, you know. Meanwhile, who gives a fuck? Like I learned that too, posting those videos. Like some people showed love to me, other people probably laughed, and I didn't really give a fuck. Like the ones that showed love was worth more than the dickheads, and I fucked with them at the end of the day. So if you don't like what you're doing, that's the problem. If you're enjoying it, if you get why you did it. I remember I had a friend of mine say like, "Yo, why don't you upgrade the camera?" And I'm like, "Yo, don't worry about that right now. Like it's not that's right now. I will at some point, but right now the point is not the camera quality. It's to just gain experience and figure out some shit."